Hi guys, my name is Sahar and I guess I'm a part-time reseller on Poshmark Canada now, and I've been doing this for about a month and a little bit, but I just wanted to go over like my first month on Poshmark, all of the learning curves and what I did and didn't do, and how I managed to sell 86 listings in my first month. So I had no idea what Poshmark even was. It was November of 2020 and I was looking for a specific present, and it was a series of books that were out of print, and there's a car behind me. It's weird. Those books were out of print and they were pretty expensive even on Amazon. So I was looking around trying to find them used because they were present. My sister had read them while she was a kid and she was like, hey, it'd be kind of cool to read them again. So I just put it in the Google search bar, and the first kind of shopping listing to come up was from Poshmark Canada, and 3 of the books were for $8, and I was like, okay, this has to be a scam because these books are going for a lot more. Yeah, it's probably a scam. Anyways, so I was like, what do I have to lose? Let's just try it out. And I went ahead and ordered it. I got $3.99 shipping as well because it was my first order. And then I was like, okay, I might not even get this. Like, seems very scammy. I waited, and actually within a few hours, I got a notification that said your package has started tracking. And I was like, oh, okay, so it might actually show up. And then within a day or two, my package was here, and I was kind of looking at the shipping label, and I realized that it was just like a house address that it came from. In my head, I had thought like Poshmark was maybe like a warehouse or something more like Amazon, but maybe people just like sell them their stuff and then they resell it. But I just realized it's people that are sitting on Poshmark selling their stuff. So nothing crossed my mind. I didn't want to do it. Like, it didn't even cross my mind that, oh, this is something that I should do. And then a month went by. Oh, I was super happy with my order, by the way. I didn't understand the whole accepting the order and rating, so I just left that alone. I wish I could go back and give the person 5 stars, but I don't even know how to log into that account anymore, so yeah. Sorry. So then a month passed by and we were kind of going through a semi-lockdown phase again here. We've been pretty lucky with our like cases here. We haven't really had that many, and I'm so grateful for that. Anyway, so we were kind of going through a semi-lockdown and I was sitting around bored. So somehow I remembered Poshmark and I was like, well, I have so much stuff in my closet that I don't wear. And for like 3 or 4 years of my university career, I spent every day posting daily OOTDs on Instagram, outfits of the day. Like, I'll just put a little like feed scrolling up here so you guys know what I mean. Anyways, so as you can see, I had a lot of random clothes that I kind of grew out of. Like, they weren't really my style anymore. I feel like that was kind of more younger me. So I was like, okay, well, I have all this. Let's sell it. So that's what I started off with. I watched a couple of YouTube videos first before I actually listed anything, just so that I didn't like miss a crucial step. I actually had to make a new account because I didn't realize that I had made one with like my Facebook login, and now I made one with my Apple ID login. So anyways, I had a new account. So you can see like the date here, I think is December 15th is when I opened up my Poshmark closet and listed my first listing. I just went crazy that day. I went listing crazy. I think I listed like 40 or 50 things that day because I just like wanted to see what would happen. And then within a day, I made a sale and I was so excited. I like ran into my printer and printed out that shipping label, and I was like so excited going to the post office. Like, yeah, I have this to mail. It's prepaid. This was the middle of December, like literally December 15th is when I started. So all my first like lump sum of packages all had delayed shipping because it was December 15th and we were in the middle of a pandemic. Canada Post was backed up, and I'm sure anyone else who's on Poshmark kind of felt that. So I kind of wanted to go over what I didn't do because I feel like this is kind of a different take on what people would do when they first start on Poshmark, because when you first make a Poshmark account, Poshmark really pushes the ambassador program. We're going to take a minute and talk about this ambassador program. So the Poshmark ambassador program is basically a list of criteria that you need to meet in order to become a Posh ambassador. Now, looking at the Poshmark incentives, I did not see anything that was really... So many cars. Okay. I did not really see anything that was really worthwhile, and then I didn't really like care. I was like, okay, whatever, I'll just do everything to meet the things. And as you can see my stats here, I have everything checked off, and this was all checked off within a week of me being on Poshmark, except those 5,000 community shares. Now, you can see I actually tried. I tried. I got up to like 200 something. I tried to do the 5,000 community shares. Then I realized I have a much better use of my time. 5,000 community shares is just you list or sharing any item that's not yours. The Poshmark ambassador program is set up to make Poshmark money one way or the other. So either you're gonna make sales and Poshmark gets a cut out of it, or you're gonna help Poshmark make sales for other people and Poshmark gets a cut out of it. And literally one of the items is to purchase something, which is just directly going into Poshmark's pocket again. Yes, I understand there's a whole like thing going around of called like posh love, and like sharing other people's listings is considered posh love, and I mean that's great and all, but if everyone just shared their own closet listings, everybody else would have a great like return on their closet, and really that would be like helping each other out by not wasting time and sharing other people's listings. I don't know. That's just my take on this whole thing. Maybe I'm a little selfish. I don't know, but I just feel like this is the more practical thing to do. Is not worry about the Poshmark ambassador program. I think you get like some odd amount of followers, which I'm going to talk about next, and you get maybe a newsletter. I might have made that up. I don't know. I really don't know what else you get out of this Posh Ambassador program that's gonna make you money if you're in this as a reseller. If you're just in this as, you know, getting rid of your old stuff, then do whatever you want. Yes, at the end of the day, if you're gonna help Poshmark make sales, it might as well be through your own closet so you get something back for all that time you invested. Share listings, but in your own closet. That's what I did. I didn't buy, you can see here, I got to 200 something listings. And some people might say, oh, but Posh likes you, or Posh's algorithm favors you if you are always commenting and liking and I don't think that's true. I haven't done any of that stuff, and I'm a month and a week in, and I've sold over 115 listings now, I think. But yeah, we're just talking about my first month. Okay, so the Posh Ambassador program kind of takes me into followers, because that's definitely one of their incentives that they give you. So followers are not a high value thing on Poshmark. If you go to any odd closet, they're gonna have thousands and thousands of followers. You have to kind of treat Poshmark as any other social media platform, because really it's like Facebook Marketplace met eBay and they made Poshmark. If you have 100,000 followers on Instagram but your engagement rate sucks, you get like 40 likes on a picture maybe, like that doesn't reflect your followers, and it doesn't really help you at all. It just kind of ruins your engagement. And personally, this is when I was a buyer. So this is before I even had my bias selling point of view. This is when I was a buyer. Anytime I came across a closet that had like 100,000 followers or following, it just looked really kind of cheap and desperate to me. I know some people go and follow people to keep track of things, like if they're gonna be a repeat buyer. If you have some sort of system with following people, then that's great. Like I think I might start something like that too. But if you're literally just spending your time follow, waiting for the other person to follow you back, that other person following you back is just another person who's selling their clothes and wants you to buy them. Very rarely you will find somebody that follows you back that's actually interested in something that you want to sell. They're usually just looking to sell their own things. Again, indirectly, you could definitely make a sale or two from spending all day following people, but you could make it very more directly if you just spent that time sharing your items. Oh, I just got a package was delivered. notification. Those are two things that I didn't do. One day actually, I did an experiment because I watched some lady's YouTube video and she was like, I hacked the algorithm of Poshmark. I followed 10,000 people and I made 3 sales that day. Okay, that could have been a coincidence. But anyways, I was like, sure, I'll try it. So I followed, definitely not 10,000. I think it was maybe 1,000. I followed like 1,000 people, and I think my Poshmark was slower than ever. I just didn't bother. I didn't want my followers and following to look messy. I don't know. Maybe I'm just super anal about that stuff. And for Poshmark, it's very clear that that's not an organic number, especially since Poshmark Canada has been here for not even 2 years, maybe 2 years? Around the 2-year mark is how long Poshmark Canada has been in Canada. So there's no way you have 100,000 followers. It just doesn't make any sense. So it's a very inorganic growth strategy that's not going to give you a lot of like return on your time. Inorganic as in these people didn't just find you and like your closet and decided to follow you. It's you sat there and went follow, 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 follow until some of them followed you back. If you are interested in followers, this is like completely going against everything I said, but if you're somebody who's interested in followers, for your first and last, you know how you can change your first and last name on Poshmark? I've seen a lot of people have like an exclamation mark or a couple of exclamation marks in front of their name, because then they appear on like the top of a list of people's followers and following, because a lot of people go into other people's followers and will just follow them starting at the top and working their way down. If you're interested in getting followers, throw an exclamation mark in front of your first name and you will be at the top of the list. I don't have any interest in that, so my name is just my username. Oh, speaking of my name, so first my name was just my like first and last name when I was a buyer, because I didn't expect myself to be like selling and have a closet and everything. But since I have a closet now, I named it my closet Pretty Canadian, just because I was thinking like, oh, it's like it's pretty Canadian, but it's also like, oh, it's pretty stuff, you know? I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that, but that's my name. You can only change it up to 3 times, so I don't want to like waste my other times changing it. So we're sticking to Pretty Canadian. Now that I've rambled on about the ambassador program and followers, let's go over the rest of my stats when I hit the 1 month mark on Poshmark Canada. I had 90 listings available at this time, a month in. That means I was pretty consistent with listing things. Like as soon as 2 or 3 would sell, I would have 2 or 3 new ones going up, which I highly, highly, highly recommend, because this will keep new traffic coming to your closet. Now that I'm a month or so in, I'm pretty comfortable with keeping like 80 to 100 listings active. If it starts dropping below like 60 is when I start sourcing, and that's a whole other story, because there's not a lot of options where I live to go source things for like $1 or $2. Actually, there's like none at all. I'm definitely jealous of those places that have bins and stuff, because we definitely don't here. It says I've sold 86 listings so far. That means on average I've sold 2 to 3 listings a day, which I was blown away with. Like I was super happy with that. I didn't think I was gonna sell 2 to 3 listings in a month, let alone a week, or oh, not a week, a day. Ship time. So my ship time is 1.1 days on average, and it was 0.9 days, but then the holidays came in the middle of everything, like right in the middle of this whole first month was like Christmas, Boxing Day, New Year's, and then Boxing Day is also a holiday here, so post offices were closed. And I know Poshmark doesn't count Sundays, but I don't know what they do with holidays, so I don't know. It went up to 1.1 and I'm not devastated about that, because as long as you stay within 3 days of shipping, you're good. Also, on my listings in the description, I write that all orders ship within 24 hours, because I usually get to the post office within 24 hours of every order. I have one literally on this side of me and this side of me, so it's not hard to get to at all. That's also another thing I do. I definitely want to do a video on descriptions and stuff, since I have this online marketing background. Some people have no descriptions at all, and some people will write a couple words, but literally some people for their titles have bag or shirt. And I'm just like, you're not gonna sell this. You might, but I don't know. So yeah, I definitely want to do a whole video on how to like actually put together a listing and what really like catches attention and what shows up in just Google searches, because Google searches are the best kind of buyers. They're usually new to Poshmark and they don't understand the whole offer thing or don't want to bother making an offer, and they just buy your item for full price. So you want to really use that description, because SEO, your Google searches, and separate video. And my rating. So I have a 4.9 rating, and about half of my buyers left me feedback, which is amazing. If you can have a business and half of your consumers or customers or whatever leave you some sort of rating or review, like that's amazing. About like 20-ish packages are still in transit. So from like 80-ish from like around 60 that have gotten to where they're supposed to go, about 30 of them have left me stars, some sort of rating, and they've all been 5 stars except for 2 that have been 3 stars, and I know which ones they are. The only problem is I don't know why. So one 3-star rating that I got was because she said the item wasn't pink, it was taupe, and I don't really know what to do about that because it was pink. So there's just nothing I can do about that. Maybe she was expecting a different shade of pink. I don't know. One of the 3-star ratings was the person just clicked the option other. So I have no idea what was wrong with that item. It was a Michael Kors wristlet. She didn't check off the cleanliness. She didn't check off it was damaged. She didn't check off ship time. So I have no idea why she checked off other. There was no other feedback. I don't know, maybe she was having a bad day. From my ratings, what I've learned is sometimes you will never know why you got 3 stars or 2 stars or not 5 stars. And that's just any business. Like sometimes you just won't know why people don't like you 100%. So now you guys know everything that I didn't do. We went over my stats, and what I did do, I already mentioned this. I spent all my time sharing my listing. I have to, in the morning, share my entire closet, mid-afternoon, share all my closet, and in the evening, share all of my closet. If I'm just sitting around during other times of the day, will I share the closet if I have time? Yes. Photos are so important. If you find a stock photo, use it, but definitely make sure you include your own photos, because, you know, sometimes the item is in good used condition or excellent used condition, you know? So you need to have actual photos of your item, because a stock photo is obviously using a brand new item and maybe not in the size that you're selling. But highly recommend using both. Lighting is probably the biggest thing that you can do for your photos. I know some people invest in like those mannequins or those, not even mannequins, dress forms. They're those dress forms, and I personally just wouldn't do that. I just think there's a lot of different things you can buy instead of that if you have one just lying around. Actually, I don't even think if I had one for free I would use it. No, that's just me. I like my plain white wall. It just shows everything really well. But yeah, that's my take on that. I'll do an entire video on also how I take pictures, and I have separate lighting for this as well. I've seen some listings where people are using sunlight, and it's just really like you can see the rays and you can see all this lint floating around, and then you see the item, and it just looks really bad. So sunlight is like, it needs to be properly diffused, and then it looks nice. If it's direct sunlight hitting the item, the color usually shows up wrong, and it's a very linty, dusty looking photo. So share the closet and the photos. Top 2 things probably. Description. Like actually take time in your description. You have so many characters, use all of them. Oh, another thing. As soon as you start investing, like putting money into this, and it goes beyond you just clearing out your closet, you need to keep track. You need to have a bookkeeping system and at least know how much you got an item for and how much you sold it for, because that is the bare minimum you need to know if you are being successful with this or it is a complete fail. I have a couple of other things that I also keep track of when I buy inventory and I sell. I'm still kind of figuring out everything that I want to track and what's just a waste of time. So once I am doing this for a little longer, I think I'll do another video on how to keep track of sales and your profits and expenses and everything. But for now, I have some sort of record of what's coming in and what's going out. Oh, my initial investment, I guess, kind of like my startup cost for all of this, was probably $300 to $400, and I want to do a separate video. Oh my god, there's so many separate videos because there's so much I want to talk about. I want to do a separate video on all of the things that I bought to get started, like shipping supplies and other supplies that I just needed to really get started off on a good note and just really sped up my whole process. So that'll be another video. That's probably going to be the next video. I just got back from sourcing, so I decided to and I always have my camera with me wherever I go. So I just decided to like sit here and record this video, but I'm getting cold. It's the middle of January in Canada. It's cold. Okay, my camera decides to stop recording by itself sometimes. I realized that there aren't that many YouTubers that make videos that sell on Poshmark Canada, so I decided to jump on here and give it a go and see if anybody wanted to watch them. There's definitely a handful of YouTubers that I've found, and they've been very helpful. And yeah, and I've been kind of annoying on their videos because I would be commenting, oh, but what do you do if this happens? Or like, what do you think about this? Or what do you there? But yeah, they've been super cool about it. That's everything. Please give this video a thumbs up if you want me to keep making videos, you found this one helpful, or it was just entertaining. I'd love to know. Leave a comment on any questions you might have on Poshmark Canada. I might be able to help you out on those. So just keep in mind, I've only been on Poshmark Canada selling for about a month and a little bit. So I'm still learning. I hope you guys want to come along on this journey with me. We can learn together, and yeah, see you guys later.